Nalotuisha, strong-willed daughter of the Laibon, chief, wears a striking beaded collar, red shuka, and copper bracelets. Lekatu, young Moran, warrior, known for his spear skill and honor, wears red and blue shuka, iron anklets, and carries a lion-skin shield. Laibon Olongui, Nalotuisha's father, village chief, guardian of tradition, wears ceremonial elder robes, bone earrings, and a staff carved with clan symbols. Supaika, jealous suitor arranged to marry Nalotuisha, ambitious, secretly cruel. Nasirian, Nalotuisha's best friend and confidant, torn between loyalty and fear. Nalotuisha and Lekatu's love threatens to reignite an old clan rivalry. Tradition demands loyalty, but love demands rebellion. The story explores how far one will go to fight for love, and what one must lose to win freedom. Aerial view of a Maasai village at dawn, smoke rising from huts. Nalotuisha standing on a rocky hill, gazing at sunrise. Lekatu training with other Morans, leaping with spears in hand. Elders gathered in a circle with carved staffs and gourds. Nalotuisha and Nasirian beating jewelry under a tree. Lekatu watching Nalotuisha from afar by the river. First secret meeting by the river, wind blowing through acacia leaves, close-up of their hands brushing near a bead necklace. Wild antelope crossing the plains as a metaphor for freedom. Sunset silhouettes of Nalotuisha and Lekatu walking apart. Nalotuisha dancing in a community gathering, covered in red ochre. Supaika presenting a bridal necklace to Nalotuisha's father. Lekatu carving a lion symbol into a shield. Secret meeting inside a cave lit by fire. Nalotuisha crying after being told about her arranged marriage. Lekatu's mother warning him of the clan curse. Nasirian spying the lovers from behind a bush. Lekatu giving Nalotuisha a carved wooden pendant. Warriors preparing for a cultural rite with paint and spears. A dream sequence, Nalotuisha running across endless grasslands. Supaika discovering the pendant on Nalotuisha. Lekatu surrounded by rival warriors, spears raised. Nalotuisha screaming as Lekatu is taken. Elders holding judgment under a sacred fig tree. Lekatu kneeling before the council, hands bound. Nalotuisha confronting her father in tears. Nasirian begging for forgiveness for her silence. Supaika smiling as Lekatu is banished. Nalotuisha throwing off her bridal jewelry in the fire, a distant mountain as Nalotuisha stands alone in the wind. Nalotuisha leaving the village at night, face covered. Lekatu walking through the savannah barefoot, exiled. Two wildebeests fighting under a stormy sky, symbolism. Nalotuisha and Lekatu reunited at an old childhood cave. A leopard watching them silently from a tree branch. Supaika tracking their footprints with a warrior. Lekatu giving Nalotuisha his warrior beads. Traditional singing from afar as a distraction. Lekatu wounded protecting Nalotuisha from attackers. Nalotuisha placing leaves on his wound, whispering a prayer. A warrior from Lekatu's village defying orders to help. Nalotuisha standing tall before her father's village with Lekatu. Elders in shock as she speaks her truth. Supaika disgraced by public shame. Lekatu and Nalotuisha exiled together, their hands clasped as they walk away. New beginning, building a small hut under a lone acacia. Ceremony in secret, exchange of beads under moonlight. Nalotuisha teaching young girls about love and courage. Final wide shot, Maasai plains stretching to the horizon with their shadows fading into golden light. A Maasai mother blessing her son before he departs, pressing her forehead against his. She wears elaborate bead necklaces and shuka. Emotional tension in their eyes. Warriors riding through high savanna grass at sunrise. Spears upright, red cloths fluttering in the wind. Naipanoi standing by a dried-up riverbed, staring into the distance. Her figure framed by distant acacia trees and golden sunlight. Senteu in a heated argument with his clan's spiritual elder near a ceremonial fire. Intense expressions, bead-covered stools and gourds visible. Naipanoi helping a young boy with an injured foot near a livestock pen. Goats around. She wears a simple shuka, kindness on her face. The chief's daughter in elaborate wedding attire, layers of red, gold, blue beads, and a heavy headdress. A proud, cold expression. a secret carved mark on an ancient tree, the lover's hidden symbol, moonlight filtering through the branches. Senteu crouched in a cave after a tribal chase, holding his spear, wounded but defiant. Shadows dance on the walls, warriors in silhouette against a red sunset, sharpening weapons near a cliff edge. Dust clouds swirl, Naipanoi hiding behind a herd of cattle as Senteu's pursuers pass by, fear and determination in her eyes. Tribal council seated in a circle on animal skins, holding a heated debate. Traditional beaded headwear and walking sticks visible. A Maasai elder throwing sacred herbs into fire during a ritual, calling upon ancestors. Smoke swirling mystically. Naipanoi making a nighttime offering at a sacred rock. Wears a ceremonial shawl, stars twinkling above. Senteu caught in a rainstorm on the open plains, soaked and desperate. Lightning behind distant mountains. A Maasai wedding dance under torchlight. Drums, singing women in circular motion. Rich cultural atmosphere. Naipanoi's hands tied by jealous rivals. She's thrown into a goat enclosure, shock and betrayal in her eyes. A quiet dawn scene of Naipanoi, hiding inside a traditional boma hut, peeking through woven grass walls. Senteu speaking emotionally to a young boy about choosing love over duty, camel in the background, hopeful tone. Elders gathered under a baobab tree, solemnly listening to news of the couple's defiance. Gravity in their posture, Naipanoi weeping alone at a dried-up water well, her reflection fragmented. Her shawl covers her shoulders like a burden. Senteu embracing his mother before leaving for exile, tear tracks on her wrinkled cheeks. Rival warriors setting fire to the outer fences of Senteu's village. Panic and resistance erupting. Senteu and Naipanoi finding shelter inside an abandoned hill cave. A small fire, blankets made of cowhide. Maasai women passing secret messages through bead patterns and necklaces. Close up on Naipanoi decoding one. A vision scene, Naipanoi dreams of a lion standing between her and Senteu. Symbolism of protection and threat. A dramatic trial where Senteu is judged by clan elders. He stands proud, facing accusers, spears stacked in the background. Naipanoi pleading before a stone altar, asking for her mother's ancestral spirit's guidance. The lovers reunited briefly under a starlit sky, tears mixing with joy. Maasai huts glowing in the far distance. Senteu giving Naipanoi a handmade bracelet crafted with bone and leather, a silent promise. Warriors standing at a crossroads path, blocking Senteu's escape. Dust clouds and rising tension. A poisoned gourd left outside Naipanoi's hut, a warning from Sayol's followers. Elders destroying the sacred marriage drum after Naipanoi's defiance. Dust flying as it splinters. A peaceful scene of children playing with clay animal toys outside a boma. Contrast to the adult chaos. Senteu preparing for a final duel at sunrise. Close-up of his painted face, calm before battle. Naipanoi watching from a distant hill as two warriors clash below in a field of yellow grass. A hawk circling overhead, symbolic as Senteu defeats Sayol in one-on-one combat. Sayol's final moment, he collapses before the tribal altar. The elders silently turn their backs. The tribe gathered to declare new peace. Naipanoi and Senteu accepted by both clans. Jubilation in the air. A communal feast in honor of the couple. Roasted goat, dancing elders, singing under oil lamps. The new chief, Senteu, gives a speech on the power of love and change. Children listen attentively, Naipanoi planting a tree near the sacred tree, symbol of new beginnings. Warm golden light, a panoramic view of the savannas, the peaceful village restored. Birds fly across the horizon. Senteu and Naipanoi sitting beside their newborn baby under a tree. Harmony and legacy. Close-up of a carved necklace showing both lovers' initials in ancient symbols. Villagers painting a mural of the story on a clay wall. Children mimic the scenes as they play. A quiet goodbye to an elder who guided them. He smiles with contentment before walking into the horizon. Naipanoi teaching young girls about bravery. A new generation of empowered voices. Senteu walking with his son, pointing at the stars. This is where our story began. a decorated leather scroll showing their love story, passed from elder to youth. Final wide shot of the Maasai village at sunset. Peaceful, vibrant, and timeless. Naipanoi blessing her newborn with sacred cow milk, while elders watch with solemn approval. She wears a new mother's ceremonial red and blue shawl. Senteu at a sacred rock etching his and Naipanoi's initials beside his ancestors. The rising sun illuminates the carving. A young girl in traditional attire reenacting Naipanoi's escape during a village storytelling night. Children laugh and cheer, Naipanoi teaching bead making to girls. Each color explained with meaning, red for bravery, blue for peace, white for purity. An old warrior placing his spear on the ground, symbolizing the end of an era of fighting. Others follow in silence. Naipanoi standing proudly with a staff once held by Senteu's mother, now hers as a symbol of leadership. The village elders watching Senteu's son lead younger boys in warrior dance. Smiles and pride on their faces. Carved shields on the village wall tell the lover's tale through symbols, heart, spear, flame, and tree. Naipanoi placing a bracelet on a young bride's wrist, passing on the legacy of defying fear for love. A festival celebrating the Day of Peace, begun in the lover's honor. Music, dancing, color everywhere. Senteu and Naipanoi, older now, watching children play near the sacred tree. She leans her head on his shoulder. Close-up of a sacred necklace hanging in the village shrine, a reminder of their defiance and unity. A traveling griot, storyteller, recounting their love story in a distant village. Eager listeners gather under a tree, young warriors and maidens debating love versus duty after hearing the tale. Fire crackling in the center, a rainstorm breaking a long drought, interpreted by elders as the ancestors blessing Senteu and Naipanoi's union. Villagers planting an orchard named Naipanoi's garden in her honor. Children scatter seeds joyfully. A quiet burial site with a carved wooden totem for the elder who once opposed the union, now honored for his change of heart. Young Naipanoi and Senteu depicted in tribal cave paintings, timeless, eternal. A school built on the hill where the lovers once hid. Children write stories about bravery and freedom. Wide-angle shot, sunset over the peaceful Maasai lands, the camera panning over restored bomas, grazing cattle, and rising smoke from village fires. Tranquility and legacy fulfilled. In the sun-scorched heart of the Maasai Mara, Nalotuesha, a chief's daughter known for her fierce spirit and unmatched beauty, is promised to a respected elder's son to seal an alliance between clans. But her heart is already claimed by Lekatu, a brave young Moran warrior from a rival village. As the two lovers meet in secret, their passion grows, but so does the threat of betrayal. When their romance is uncovered, Lekatu must face the wrath of elders, challenge the ancient codes of Maasai honor, and risk banishment. As family loyalty clashes with forbidden love, secrets unravel, blood is shed, and Nalotuesha must choose, obey her father or follow her heart into exile.